I used to kick people out of my seminars.
There's this whole blackpill community, a guy that's walking around like a fucking victim.
I pulled out a new tier from me.
If there was an ad for hose and hair combs, you need this guy. It's Pat, who runs Veiled Intentions.
Guys have come to me for over 30 years saying, I'm too short, I'm too fat, I'm too old, I'm too bald. And I say, that's true. You're going to have much more of a difficult time if you don't have the right technology. If you have the right technology and the right understandings and the right way to use language, you can do some pretty amazing stuff. If you don't take care of basic hygiene, if you smell bad, I used to kick people out of my seminars. I'd say, you smell like a fucking buzzard on a shit wagon. Go take a shower. If you don't take care of basic hygiene and you just need women in order to feel good about yourself, you're going to have one hell of a hard time. But given that you're a guy who knows his ass from his elbow and has general conversation skills, I can take you to do some pretty amazing stuff that people look at and say, he's paying that girl. But in fact, it's systematic.
There's this whole blackpill community that I think find it really comforting to have this belief, right? Like if you're a guy that is essentially an incel, you can't get any girls, women hate you. It's really nice to think. Do you know the reason of this? It's not because of the behaviors I can change. It's because of the shit I can't. Okay. I don't have a six pack. I wasn't genetically gifted. I'm not tall enough. This is my race. It's really easy, I think, as someone that's not getting results or success, to be able to blame it on things like that. It's kind of comforting in a way, but it does turn out like that. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I think we do know, looking at the studies, that it doesn't matter that much. Obviously, it makes a difference. Obviously, we're attracted to this, but attraction is not just looks. It's also a set of behaviors. And if we look at the studies, women often talk about this, right? They talk about actually enjoying a guy that is a leader amongst men, that is more like charismatic. They care more about than looks as opposed to guys. So I think we project that all the time. We think, hey, we like a girl that's super hot, so we assume women just act the same when it comes to attraction, which they don't. So if you're a guy out there, you need to be able to change what you have control over, right? So you can't grow taller, that's fine. Focus on everything else, or like get some platform shoes or some shit, but focus on the things you can change, build attraction that way. And don't just sit at home in your mum's basement complaining that you're not a 10 out of 10 looks, right? You can still get women. We see it time and time again. A guy that's walking around like a fucking victim and just crying to himself all the time, like even if you're good looking, when you do that, it's super unattractive. So yeah, it's like the first thing you have to get rid of when we're thinking about negative traits.
If there was an ad for hose and hair combs, you need this guy. It's Pat, who runs Veiled Intentions. There we go. Continue.
Thank you very much for the introduction, man. I thought I was late, like too late, but yeah, I saw the question, height and looks, etc., etc. I can tell from my perspective, I'm 188, 6'2", and always been. Never wanted to stand out. Actually, I always had kind of problems, and I think many guys won't understand this, but I never liked being tall. When I was young, I never wanted to stand out. I always wanted to go with the mass, you know. I never wanted to, like, I wanted to be this gray mouse. And I can tell you, like, being 188, and I pulled out a new tier from me. No, actually, it's an underwear picture. It's back in the days, like when I was modeling for a fall campaign. I was discovered by model agency, and guess how many girls I got with this looks? Zero. Exactly. Yeah, zero. Because I was very, I had no self-confidence, even though I had a good body and yeah, good looks, etc., but my inner self wasn't there, you know. And that's why I think we can all agree here that it's very important how you feel, like how your confidence is, your inner self. And yeah, to all the guys, 188 or 189 doesn't help to get automatically laid. Of course, looks matter to a certain point. We would say no, looks don't matter at all. But yeah, this is my take on this.
I'll add some to that. Just tagging off what Pat said, dude. I'm 6'3", I'm a tall guy, dude. When I first started the game, I swear to you, I couldn't get laid in a whorehouse. I couldn't. I didn't know what I was doing. Now we're teaching guys who, dude, they're maxed out on the looks, the money. They're making millions of dollars. Some of them think that's what's going to get them their results, and they still don't know how to get laid. They still don't know. So it really comes down to a skill game. Of course, it's going to help you if you're tall, if you're a Chad, if you know how to dance, if you have huge muscle. It's going to help. Everything helps, but confidence and the skill comes first and foremost.
You need self-accountability, and that's it. So it's like there are so many guys who feel like whatever their situation is can't be overcome, and they're wallowing in self-misery and self-pity. And it's like, woe is me, woe is me. And fundamentally, you have to stand up and say, look, this is my situation, whatever it is. I have one leg. I am black. I'm Indian. I'm massively overweight. I'm ugly. Whatever the thing is that you believe is a reason for why life isn't going your way, and just resolve to make things happen anyway. It's essentially about mindset.
It matters until it doesn't, right? It's like that saying, mind over matter. And if I don't mind it, it don't matter. So, you know, you could have all these things, but if you don't know the conversational aspect of things, you know, like Ross is saying, then it all goes down the hole anyways. So it matters till it doesn't. And if you don't mind it, you know, it doesn't matter. So
I love that. That's genius. I'm going to steal that.
steal it, Ross. I'm copyrighted.
So much.
So what I want to add, I'm normally not going to add stuff myself necessarily, but I think it gets to a point where there are so many guys who have this mindset problem where, just like some of you guys were saying, including Brandon, it's like only at a certain point will I be worthy to get women. That is not the case. Well, it could be a case to some extent where you could be so horrifically unhygienic, for example, and a very bad person. But we're talking extremes there. But in general, there is this mentality that a lot of people adopt where it's like, I need to make the money. First, I need to get a six-pack. First, I need to achieve this certain thing before bothering doing anything else, or before you are worthy of a certain result. So I think you should never stop your dating life or have a limiting belief on your dating life just because you haven't achieved a certain objective.